Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today, well, I'm back after like 4 weeks of not producing a video for various technical reasons and computers and stuff. So I'm going to do something a bit special. I'm going to make chicken ruby curry to a recipe from Dishoom. Now, if you don't know, Dishoom is a small but growing chain of Bombay cafes, they call themselves. And cafe makes you think it's like 2 tables in the corner. These restaurants actually seat hundreds. So they've got 8 in London, 1 in Manchester, 1 in Birmingham, 1 each in Glasgow and Edinburgh, and the great news, 1 in Leeds coming up in a few months' time. So looking forward to that. We went to the one in King's Cross in the summer, and the food, the service, the atmosphere, everything was just absolutely fantastic. And I think one of the dishes we had was the chicken ruby. I'm not sure why they call it ruby, but I suspect it might be to do with Cockney rhyming slang, Ruby Murray curry. Anyway, it's delicious. Not exactly straightforward, but well worth the effort. So I'm going to give it a go. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. We're trying to get to 100,000. We're at 97 and a bit so far. So I need more subs. Get all your friends to subscribe. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Chicken ruby curry. This recipe requires the chicken to be marinated. I've got the chicken in the fridge. I'll show you later. So ingredients for the marinade. I've got 10 grams of ginger, that means to be chopped and minced, 20 grams of garlic, same thing, 5 grams of salt, 75 grams of full fat yogurt, and 2 teaspoons of lime juice. Also 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then we've got 1 teaspoon of Degi Merch chili powder, which I'll tell you about in a minute, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin, and ½ teaspoon of garam masala. So Degi Merch, I've never heard of it before, but it's a blend of Kashmiri chili powder and ground red peppers, so it should be quite mild. Now you need to peel the ginger and then finely chop it or mince it. Peel and mince the garlic cloves too. Now to make the marinade, put the ginger and garlic in a bowl. Then add the spices, the salt, the oil, the yogurt, and the lime juice. Mix those well and set the marinade aside. Now we need some chicken. So you want 700 grams of boneless chicken thighs. I've got, that's not what I've got. I've got, bone-in, skin on, so I'm taking off the skin, and I'll just cut chunks off. I'm not going to debone it completely. I'll put the bone in with the curry when we cook it, so that will give it more flavour. Now we need to make a lovely sauce, and the ingredients for that are here. You want 800 grams of tomatoes, 20 grams of ginger, 35 grams of garlic, and in fact I haven't got quite enough there because I only have that one garlic bulb, the entirety of which is going in this curry. We probably have plenty of garlic. I've got 175 ml of sunflower oil, and any neutral oil that you want is fine. I've got 2 bay leaves, I've got 6 green cardamom pods plus 2 extra. The 2 extra should be black cardamom pods, but I've never actually managed to get any of those. I don't know quite what the difference is, apart from the colour. Anyway, 2 cinnamon sticks and 30 grams of butter. I've got 20 grams of granulated sugar, a tablespoon of runny honey, a teaspoon of ground cumin. Where is it? There. Except I've run out of ground cumin as well, so I've got seeds. Also a teaspoon of fenugreek, half a teaspoon of degi chili powder, and 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. The last time I made it, the recipe calls for 1.5 teaspoons of the chili powder, and we just found that too much. It was too hot for us little English wimps. 80 ml of double cream, teaspoon of garam masala, teaspoon of dried dill, which is a very, very unusual ingredient. Now we're going to start cooking the sauce. So you want about half of the garlic to be fried and crispy. So we cut it into little dice, and then we'll heat the oil, this oil here, to sort of medium heat, not too hot, and then just pop these in. Let them bubble away till they're sort of a little bit brown and crispy. Don't let them get too dark. Remove them from the oil with a perforated spoon, and then drain them on kitchen paper and set aside till we need them. So there's our crispy garlic bits, and now we need to turn the remaining garlic and ginger into a paste. And now just squash it with the back of a knife to try and make it more coherent. Bigger knife will work better. Okay, now back to the stove and proper cooking. Actually, before I start cooking, I need to purify the tomatoes. Easy way to do that is with a stick blender. I've heard it said if you buy ready chopped tomatoes, they're poorer quality than if you get whole ones, but I really don't have an opinion on that. That was easy. Put the pan with the oil back on the heat, and then add the bay leaves, the green and black cardamom pods, if you manage to get black ones, and the cinnamon sticks, and let those crackle for a minute and stirring regularly. Then turn down the heat and add the ginger and garlic paste. Cook that for about 5 minutes so the paste goes brown but don't burn it. And then add the tomatoes and the chili powder. So turn up the heat, bring it to a rapid boil and cook it until it's reduced by half. And when it's reduced by half, add the butter, cook that for a few minutes, then add the garam masala, sugar, honey, cumin, crispy garlic and the fenugreek powder and the dill, and cook that for a few minutes more. And your sauce is now ready to use. I think I can just tip it out there and it'll, the marinade will fall off. Guess we don't need that no more. Just spread the bits out, and you want to find the bony bits. So I'm going to whack that under the broiler, for about 5-10 minutes, and then probably turn it over. We want the we want the chicken to get cooked, obviously, but we want a bit of charring on the edges, some nice black crunchy bits. Chicken's looking good after a few minutes under the grill. Now we need to turn them all over and get the other sides done, so another 5 minutes or so. Okay, pretty much done, so we just want to pop all the bits of chicken into the sauce, and I'll just add the cream, stir that in. Oh, that's gone really thick. And we'll just let that warm through on really low heat, and then we're ready to serve it up and eat it. Oh yeah. Well, here we go. It's been an incredibly long day for me. I mean, if you were making this and not making a video at the same time, it wouldn't have been. But anyway, here we go. that is not half bad. In fact, it's gorgeous. So I've served it up with some rice, coriander, those red things, pomegranate seeds, and some matchsticks of ginger. Really good. My only criticism is this orange oil. There's way too much oil in this, and I don't know if that was a typo in the recipe, but all the way through making this I'm thinking, what happens to the oil? Well, it just sits on your plate. So yeah, anyway, never mind that. Chicken ruby curry, really good. If you've got a couple of days to spare, give it a go. So, thanks for watching and see you next time.